What's up, y'all? It's Otaku Tavern back at you with another video. And in today's video, I want to talk about nobody is honest anymore. And there's a lot of things that kind of inspired me to make this video, but I guess something I had happen to me the other night I guess was the last straw for it. But anyway, you know, this can be business related, it could be family related. Say you're wanting to date, make friends, marriage, all of it, really. Anything to do with another human being. You know, so the thing is what, I'll tell you what really inspired me to make this video. So I went to a dollar store, a Dollar General, and I honestly hate going in this Dollar General, and I don't go there too often. But anyway, I walked in there, and I was going in there. I was going to get a jug of milk, right? I walk in here, and a half gallon of milk is over $4. A half gallon, not a full gallon, a half gallon. And the full gallon of milk was over $5. Now, honestly, right there, I was ready to leave the store right then and there. Because that right there, that is extreme inflation, that is extreme greed, and that is extreme price gouging. Now, the reason I bring this up is, a half gallon of milk is never worth $4. I'm going to tell you that now. It's never worth that much money. Like, I could see it being, maybe $2, $1.50, pushing, like I say, $2 maximum. And they're crazy as hell if they think I'm going to pay that. Ain't nobody in their right damn mind going to pay $4 for a half gallon of milk unless you're just a moron. But anyway, so I was standing in line because I bought me some of those Chester's Ranch fries or whatever. It's like a little snack you can get. I used to eat them all the time in the 2000s. I don't really see them around too often, but so I was in line, and this guy, he looked to be he was autistic. Nothing wrong with that. I'm autistic myself. And, he was on the phone with, his wife or whatever. And come to find out, he pays for his food, right? Because she's sent to the store to get some food and all that, and he pays for it, and he accidentally leaves a pretty decent sized bag of groceries in the store. So he walks out, he goes to his car, he's sitting in his car, and the cashier hollers at this other woman and says, "Hey, he left his stuff, go out there and take it to him." Well, this snobby woman that works there walks up, she takes the food, she looks out there and says, "Oh, he's already in his car." She literally takes the merchandise back. She takes it back and puts it right back on the shelf to sell to someone else. Now, not only is this greed, but this is it's dishonest. It's, nobody is honest anymore. But I was sitting there thinking about that for the longest time. And I was like, you know, this is honestly pathetic. Like, this is absolutely sickening. And, you know, I know what it was. It was because he was autistic. She didn't want to put in the extra work to go and give him his food. I hope he called the store the next day or came back demanding for the food back, because they literally got free money out of him, like, just for nothing. You know, and it just goes to show that, you know, people are not honest. I'll give you another explanation. So I went to GameStop. This is 2 different occasions. Now, we know how GameStop used to be with Gamer Informer magazines, you know, and all this, but this is a very similar situation, just much, much worse. So I went and purchased some stuff, some clothes and all that. And guy was like, noticed you're not a pro member. I said, yeah, I don't really buy pro. I don't really need it. And he was like, oh man, you're not a pro member, dude. You know, it was just like, he was like just so disappointed that I wasn't a pro member. Just really weird behavior. But anyway, so I pay for my stuff. Okay. I come home with it. And then 2 months later, I went back to GameStop because I had seen they had started selling like retro items, and so I was like, I need to get me another PS2 controller, because the PS2 controller that I've had since I was a very, very young teen. Okay, you know, it was one I grew up with. You know, one of the see-through dark blue controllers, like translucent, transparent, no, that's not the word I'm looking for. You know, like the see-through, like, electronics. You know, they had like N64s like this, Game Boys, you know, stuff like that. And anyway, I go in there and I buy this controller, and I get some more clothes, I get some other things, you know, bought me a couple mugs, all that. Well, anyway, I put the stuff up there on the cashier, and the guy started talking, and, you know, he said my name reminded him of his dead father, and stuff like this, and I just kind of thought it was weird how he was acting, and now I know the reason why he was acting this way. So he kept asking me, did I want to add an extra $8.99 for a year warranty on my PS2 controller I bought. Now, I've been seeing some other videos talk about this, other gamers talk about this, so pay close attention when you go to GameStop, because you really gotta watch. But anyway, I bought everything because I told him no. And he's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I'm sure. Don't need it. I came home. No, before I came home, he told me, he's like, well, you're actually going to save some money today since you're a pro member. And I told him, I said, wait, what? And he said, yeah. He said, you're a pro member, so it's gonna save some money. I was like, there's no way I'm a pro member. I ain't even purchased pro. And he told me the date that it was done, which was in February, which is the incident that I had this guy's like, oh, you're not a pro member, dude? Okay, so what it was is he snuck pro onto my receipt, charged me for it, and I didn't even know it. Because, you know, who sits there and is going to think they're going to do that, man? Like, I was just there to buy some, like, graphic shirts of, like, anime and stuff and all this, and I look at the receipt when I get home of that, and sure enough, yeah, I was charged for it. Anyway, this very same day, that he told me this, they did it again. They charged me the extra $8.99 after I had said no twice on the PlayStation 2 controller, and I have a year warranty on it till 2027. So even if you say no to this, they still put it on there to milk you of more money because their corrupt, like, boss or whatever is telling them to do this. Now, there's other businesses like this too. Spectrum Internet does this kind of type of crap. Really, all internet companies do this, by the way. You know, they try to say, oh, you're going to save all this money, yada, 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 if you get a phone plan, B, C, D, E, F, you know, things. And, you know, you don't. You end up paying more money. And, you know, I'll tell you what I'm going to do next time when I go in there, because I plan to go in there and purchase a GameCube controller at some point. And if they put the $8.99 on there, I'm going to say, look, you take this $8.99 off or I'm walking out the store and I ain't buying shit. Because that right there is ridiculous. It's dishonesty, and it's very corrupt and just greedy. I don't think any customer should have to do this. For some reason, these businesses now suddenly grew a pair of balls and are like, oh, F the customer. F the customer. We don't give a shit about the customer. We don't give a shit about the people putting money in our pockets. We just want the money. Like, apparently these people are allergic to making money. Like, because a lot of people is going to stop purchasing from these businesses who are literally doing this type of behavior. And not that I don't blame them. But anyway, you know, we've obviously talked about the dishonesty within the dating realm, the relationship realm, marriage realm, the fake friends realm, family-wise. We've talked about that in many videos, so I'm not really going to cover that. Sorry, in this video. But another example of this is, like, say you go into, you know, whatever business it is, and then they tell you, because now I've had a lot of them do this, you'll take something up there to the counter that'll have a certain price on it, and then come to find out, you take it up there, and the same price, it's not even the same price, it's a totally different price, always more, by the way. It's never less, it's always more than what the price actually states, right? So, you know, it's corporate greed, man. Like, it's corporate greed. And, I mean, if that, you know, the next time I have this, I'm just going to throw it down. I'm not purchasing it. I'm going to put it in whatever aisle it's in. I don't care. They got the job. They can work and put it up the way I see it, because I'm not even going to put it up for them. But, yeah, I mean, it's just, nobody is honest anymore. You know, even the people in the churches, bro, they ain't honest. You know, I bet you 9 times out of 10, you know, especially with these normies, these middle class, so-called Christians, you know, they'll be like, oh, well, I will pray for you. Say you're not bad, you're bad off, you're well off, you don't have a lot of money, all this. 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you they don't even pray. They forget about it, you know, or they just don't do it. I guarantee you it, you know, because I have seen a lot of cases and instances where this has happened, right? And it's just disgusting. But, you know, people are just not honest anymore. And, you know, me personally, if I say I'm going to pray for somebody, you know, I very well, dang well do it. I very well do it, because You're walking a thin line right there saying you're going to pray for somebody and then you don't do it. You know, you're playing with fire right there from God. So, I mean, there's that. But, you know, another instance is, you know, like, I'm kind of curious is like Walmart, because here shortly I've got to purchase me another hard drive for my PlayStation, and I'll have the camera rolling when I do this. I don't know if I'll go live. I don't know if I'll just be recording a video on my phone. I don't know, but I will definitely be recording this, and I'm going to see when they ask me for the warranty. I'm going to be really paying attention to see if they slap it on there, because if they slap it on there, I'm gonna crash out right there. I'm gonna tell them, no, I ain't charging me no extra money. I just want the item. I don't need the warranty, bro. Warranties usually are for only people who don't take care of their stuff, man. Like if they don't take good care of their stuff, then more than likely they probably need a warranty. But yeah, they will charge you for a warranty and then lie about it and then say, oh, well, you said yes, or, you know, whatever. And it's like, it's corrupt, man. Like it's corrupt. But anyway, that's really all I had to do for this video. Just going to talk about a couple of instances, but, you know, because we've already talked about the dating and friends and all that, like I said, but, you know, it's a crazy world that we live in. It's very, very crazy, and it's very dishonest. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like, subscribe, or give it a dislike if you dislike it, I guess. But if you like the video, give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more topics and gaming content revolving the Otaku community. Anyway, I will see you all next time. God bless you all, and peace.